Hi, welcome to Juliana's Kitchen. If you love banana splits, wait until you try this ice cream cake. It is the perfect dessert for summer barbecues and backyard birthday parties. And it's as easy to make as it is beautiful and delicious. So let's get started. The first thing we need to do is get our ice cream thawing, and you can also use frozen yogurt if you want, but I'm going to be using vanilla ice cream, and you need 6 cups of it. So in the United States, that's a regular size container, and in Canada and the rest of the world, you need about 1.5 liters. And for your pan, you can make it in a 9x12 standard pan or a 10-inch springform pan, or you can even make it in whatever pans you've got. And I'm making a small one for my neighbor, so I'm going to split it into 2 pans today. And I'm lining one with parchment paper just because it's easier to get out for serving. And for our crumb base, we need some melted butter. So 1/3 cup, and I'm just going to pop mine in the microwave and melt it for a few seconds. And we're going to need 1.5 cups of graham crumbs. And to that you want to add 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Then you just want to mix that to blend the sugar in, and then we'll add that melted butter. And I'm mixing it with a fork just because it's easy to do, and that's what we're going to need. Once our mixture's all blended, you need to pour it into your pan. And then pat it down with a fork, and then you can smooth it out with a spoon. We're going to pop these in the freezer for about 10-15 minutes so that they can set, and let's take care of our strawberries. But before we get to our strawberries, we should probably get our pineapple draining, because you're going to want 1 cup of crushed pineapple and drain as much juice out of it as we can. Now let's prep our strawberries for the middle of the cake. You're going to want to have 2 cups of thinly sliced berries and sprinkle them with 2 teaspoons of sugar. And then just stir them a bit to coat. This helps make them nice and juicy. Before we put our cutting board away, we want to slice up a little bit of banana. We just want to have enough thin slices of banana to layer the bottom of our cake, and maybe a couple for the top after. So our base is chilled enough now, and we're going to start with a layer of bananas on the bottom. Now it's time to put it all together. So 6 cups of vanilla ice cream into a large mixing bowl. You can see it's already melty a bit, but you still want to break it up before we use the hand mixer, just so we don't have a giant ball of ice cream wadding up around the paddles. And then before we start the mix master, you want to add your cup of pineapple that's well drained and a teaspoon of vanilla. You don't have to because it's vanilla ice cream, but a little extra vanilla is always awesome. And then on low speed, you want to just blend it till all the pineapple is incorporated into the ice cream. And depending on how hot it is in your kitchen, that might only take a quick minute. Now you want to pour half the ice cream on top of the bananas. And next we want to put our layer of strawberries on. And it's okay if the ice cream is a little melty and the strawberries are sinking in. It's still going to be delicious. And then you just want to add your last layer of ice cream on top. And if by this time it's already totally melted like mine is, that's okay. Just want to spread it around, and it just might take a little longer to freeze, and that's all right too. All right, we're going to get this one in the freezer now too. And we want it in there for about an hour, hour and a half, and then we're going to take it out and cover it with some plastic wrap. Ice cream cakes tend to absorb the odors in the fridge really fast, so that's why we're covering it with saran wrap. It needs to be back in there for another 4 to 6 hours to completely set, and you can absolutely leave it overnight. That's what I usually do. So while our ice cream cake is setting, let me show you how to make some awesome homemade caramel sauce and awesome homemade chocolate sauce. For our sauces, we want to head to the stove and melt 1/3 cup of butter in a saucepan over medium heat. Once our butter is nicely melted, you want to add 1/2 cup of brown sugar and 1.5 tablespoons of corn syrup. Adding a little bit of corn syrup to our sauce helps ensure that it doesn't get all crystally again after it cools, because sugar can be tricky sometimes like that. And the next ingredient you want to add is 1/4 cup of cream. And you just want to stir that constantly and bring it back to a boil. Looks all separated right now, but you keep stirring. It'll blend. You'll see. It only takes a minute or two, and your sauce will be all bubbly all over like this. So when it does that, you want to turn your heat down to low and continue simmering it for another 3 minutes. And after your 3 minutes are up, just turn off the heat and add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And stir that in. And then you want to pour it into 2 different containers, half and half, split it as best you can. And I'm just using coffee mugs because if I want to reheat it a little bit later to drizzle it on, they are quick and easy to pop in the microwave. And then choose a mug, any mug. Just put one of them aside, and the other one we're going to add 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder. and mix that in until it's all blended. And just for fun, I did actually try real chocolate in the sauce, but it doesn't work with this technique. It turns into this crystally fudge like this, so save yourself the hassle. This is just an easy one sauce makes two flavors version, and it's delicious. All right, it's time to finish our cake, which means it's actually the next day, and good morning. I had a lovely glass of pineapple juice and sliced some more strawberries and bananas to go on top, and it's time to make some whipped cream, so let's do that. In a nice frosty metal or glass bowl, never use plastic for whipped cream because it tends to hold a bit of an oil residue and it stops your whipped cream from getting as fluffy and whipped as you'd like. You want to put 3/4 of a cup of whipping cream and a tablespoon of icing sugar. You could whip it by hand using a whisk, but I'm going to use my handy dandy hand mixer because it works a lot faster. You just want to whip it until it gets to stiff peaks. I'll show you. This only takes a few minutes, and you can see we've got some nice stiff peaks forming. You got to be careful not to over whip your whipped cream or you'll end up with butter. You know your peaks are stiff when you can turn the bowl sideways and nothing moves. And if you're really crazy and brave, you can actually turn it all the way upside down and none of it falls on your head. If it does, you got to go back to the drawing board. Okay, it's time to decorate. You want to remove your plastic wrap from your cake, spread a nice layer of whipped cream, and then decorate away. I'm going to be doing mine in stripes just because I thought that'd be kind of pretty. And I cut my strawberries in circles because I thought they would go with the bananas. But you can decorate however you like, of course. And for some people, it wouldn't be a banana split if we didn't have a few maraschino cherries on it. And I know there's other people who just don't like them. So I'm just going to put a few. And the cherry lovers can have theirs from this side of the cake. I actually think the cake is done just like this. But for anyone who likes the chocolate and caramel sauce, you could just serve it on the table and let people add it as they want to. But for sake of this video, we're going to put some on. You can use a spoon to drizzle it, or you could use a piping bag, or my other favorite kitchen hack is just put some in a Ziploc baggie and snip the tip off. For me, there's just something fun about making it look delicious and homemade at the same time. So that's why I think your patterns is perfectly fine if they're not any bakery fantastic perfection, just crazy squiggles. Okay, I had enough fun playing around decorating this one. It's time to put it back in the freezer to set the topping. You want to let it freeze for about an hour and then take it out again after the hour mark and cover it with plastic wrap to make sure you don't get any of the flavors of your freezer getting into your delicious cake. When you're ready to eat your cake, let it thaw for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then if you run your knife under hot water before you cut your cake, it'll cut nice and smooth and clean like that. Thanks for hanging out in the kitchen with me today. I hope you enjoyed not cooking with me. And I hope you try this recipe. We'll see you on the next video. Have a great day.